about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to figure out how to get my poetry podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my poetry and this show into all the apps that people like to listen to? And last of all, of course, how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is quite simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and just ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Anchor has been a great way to try to get my poetry off the ground. You know, it's another place where I can record all of my poems and reach a wide audience. So not only am I putting it on other places like YouTube or SoundCloud, but now I can put it on Anchor, where it is distributed to all kinds of other platforms such as Apple iTunes, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Google. There's just so many places. It can be up to 9 or 10 platforms at least. So, if you've always wanted to start a podcast and you want to make money doing it, go check out anchor.fm/start. Anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. So, how about you come listen to mine, leave me a comment, and then I'll come listen to yours. We can help each other out. For so many years, I've lived in darkness. Darkness from reality and the truth. Outside, the doors of my home were my own personal stage. I played a character in my own life. I learned how to laugh, even when I was hurting. I learned how to smile, even when I was sad. I learned to lie. I became an expert on how to be the biggest farce that I could be. But once I got home, behind those doors, reality, it became real. I took off my mask, and so did he. Nobody was watching the play now. I learned how to carefully walk through his kingdom. He was the king of pain. With echoes of the haunted whispering in the breeze, I found myself hanging low, down on my knees, kneeling to a king who held the key to my prison, not allowing me to be free. In his dark chamber he sat, ruler of his throne, with a voice louder than thunder, and a heart of stone. Down and low of those lonely nights, I approached such a putrid chamber, only to be struck down by blinding lightning. An ancient clock refused to tick to my time. I crawled away on my quest, looking to feed my raging hunger. King of pain and darkness he did reign, pulling the plug to my stars, while in shackles I watched for horror from afar. My soul hungry for life, and my heart only half beating, as the king sliced it with his pointed knife. King of pain, thief of souls, but deep down he feared losing control. On my knees, I refused to bow. I did not worship or foresee him holier than thou. King of pain, from me he had nothing to gain. His horrific laugh, such a hideous cackle, the echoes dug deep into my spirit. As my swelling anger broke from the shackles, tainted chamber, from the darkened halls I took flight. King of pain, such a coward, his subservient took instead his fight. Bow down, O lowly captive princess, for his grace is not complete with you yet. And with a thunderous scream, I did project. The king had no use, I did reject the pull of my imprisoning chains. The king of pain, from me, he had nothing to gain. So out of this horrific palace, I did soar, soared into the skies, with my broken wings, to explore a world unknown. Thank you for listening to Poetry by Ariana R Cherry, which is me. I appreciate you listening in every time I upload a new recording, and I appreciate you following me. You can read more of my poetry and check out my books at my website at arianarcherry.wordpress.com. I'm also on Amazon. You can search for me under authors, Ariana R Cherry, Ariana R Cherry. I'm also on Instagram under Ariana Cherry 99, and I'm also on Facebook, Ariana R Cherry, spoken word poet and artist. So feel free to follow my blog, check me out on Facebook, Instagram. You can also find my work on Reverb Nation. Thank you for listening in, and I hope you continue to listen. I appreciate your support. Have a great day.